Hello, welcome to our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for coming. You are the salt of the earth. You are the people that make the world go round, and the smartest and the brightest audience in the world. Thank you for coming. And quite frankly, one of the wealthiest. We designed this program to talk to the presidents and the world leaders. And if you want to listen along, that's fabulous. Come right along to our show. We're always going to be censored. It's the way that it's set up. After we warned President Trump of the Air Force One debacle on Thursday when it went down with President Trump and Melania in it, and there was no response from the White House, no thank you, no nothing, we realize now that we're going to be censored and the White House is going to censor us. So hang on, it's just going to be hard to find our program, but you can if you will. Anyway, those who control events control events best when they control opinions. And that's what this program is about. The Democrats have gone crazy with violence. We're going to start this show out with a bang. 3 of these. Boom. It's an electric firing starter. I'm allowed to have this. I got it from an antique store, and I'm still in the military because Hegseth won't retire me because I'm not one of the Satanists, and that's all there is to it. And I got another letter from the devil, Lucifer, and I'm going to read it, and I'm going to pick out the truth and let you know what's coming up. Anyway, just a little bit of note from our advertiser. We know liquid Advil brought about my wife's health problems and brought about my, it's right in the literature, could have brought about my bullous pemphigoid. And we have 20 million soldiers who were given over 100 shots, and one of the shots they were given was bullous pemphigoid. And as they get older and begin to take painkillers, the bullous pemphigoid is now breaking out all over, and the vulgaris. We were given ticking time bombs to kill us by the military. And if you have any problems with hives and that, call Aaron Rasmussen at Puyallup Dermatology Clinic, because he is now an expert on vulgaris and bullous pemphigoid and all of the diseases that we were injected with in the Army that are now appearing in soldiers who are in the above the age of 60 into their 70s and into their 80s. All the diseases are now appearing as their immune systems crash because they're in pain and they trust Big Pharma, take Big Pharma stuff, and they break out with hives. They get the heart sac around their heart swells up. There's all kinds of negative effects of this. And I used to use this a lot. People warned me, it's going to make you sick, and it did. And we've also shown Simply Clean Foods. The link will be below. We're eating clean foods. We've talked about Immucyst and its role to help eliminate the big C, Alzheimer's, autism, cerebral palsy, and MS. I love walking a child out of autism. It's a long, slow process. Cancer, 6 months. Alzheimer's, 3 months. 5 drops a day, and in about a week you'll notice a difference. We've talked about Get the Teas products, the sea vegetables. We've talked about the 8th element for reversing aging because the studies with resveratrol showed that mice reverse the aging process. But I tried raw resveratrol almost. It flattened me. So go to the natural side. We talked about gymnema, cinnamon, takedown for blood sugar. We talked about vitamin A for restoring my vision and vitamin B for helping eliminate neuropathy, and it may help with your hair. And now we're about to advertise for C60, which has been shown to double the age of mice. So we're doubling the age of mice with C60, and we may be helping reversing the aging process with the 8th element, which is why I'm almost 70 and don't look like it or sound like it. We talked about Uncle Harry's spray, and he has breathing oil, which helps with your breathing. And it also keeps mosquitoes away and chiggers and all kinds of things. And we've talked about gold. This little thing of 20 coins has gone up, let's see, 20 coins, $200 in the last year. That has gone up $200. This thing's worth a tenth of an ounce, is worth about $400. Used to be worth $300. That's gone up $100. That's gone up $200. Just by letting them sit, I made $300 last year on these 2 gold and silver things. That's a pretty good return on investment. While the cash that I have according to statistics, went down 20%. So I've only got this much money this year because that went away with inflation. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So we've talked about all that. And where are we headed? To some amazing products. We may just stick with the products we have because reversing the aging process, slowing down the aging process, making vision, well, it's now 2040. That's a lot better than 2150. And essential Bs. So 2040 means people have perfect vision at 40 feet see what I see at 20 feet. Used to be people with vision at 150 feet, what I see at 20 feet. That's 2150. Well, going from 2150 to 2040 is a big deal. I thought I went to 2060. So anyway, all of these products help. These companies are tremendous. I'm going to talk about clean food because when you don't eat poison, poison doesn't come out of your body. Dr. Mixon told me that, which means you're not poisoning yourself. If you're not poisoning yourself, you're going to feel better. Of course, we can't stop the spraying, but and the poisoning of the water with fluoride, but that's another thing. So Charlie Kirk had 200,000 people attend his funeral, and it was a celebration of Charlie Kirk's life. There were a lot of conservatives there. President Trump was there shaking hands with Elon Musk. This whole thing about Musk and Trump going head-to-head is all BS, New York Times, Washington Post crap. They never went head-to-head. Sometimes they disagreed, but they never went head-to-head. That's all left-turd media. I'm going to call them the libtard media. The only thing I want to know, and I agree Charlie Kirk was doing great things, the only thing I want to know from the president, and maybe this is why we're censored. Oh, and I never talked about Coach Jimmy K's DeNos, which has been replaced by the Matrix, which is 10 times better. This DeNos is really inexpensive. You might want to look into getting it now. The Matrix is a little more expensive, but it can do a whole lot more. A whole lot more. Especially when you put an electrode here and an electrode there, set it on 200 for back pain. Oh my God. That is just like a killer painkiller. I use this mostly for killing pain. But he's got the Matrix hooked up, so it'll make your arms do this while you're watching TV, and your arms get bigger and bigger. So I started doing this. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not vain. It's just, more muscles is better, right? So the only thing I want to know, and Charlie Kirk was a great man. He did great things. He had access to hundreds of millions of dollars. He set up conservative chapters all across the country, and somebody took him out. He was wearing a bulletproof vest. But, that doesn't stop a rifle bullet. He was wearing a real light bulletproof vest for pistols. The only thing I want to know is, if he was killed on the 10th of September, how did Amazon have a book on the 9th of September stating who killed him and why and where? Who, what, when, where, why, and how? How did Amazon have that book out? How on 9/11 did the BBC publish the planes hitting the World Trade Center 15 minutes before it happened? I want answers to those two questions. How did the BBC know about 9/11 15 minutes beforehand and do a news story all across the world on it? Because BBC used to be trusted. Now it's just a bunch of libtard Satanists. In fact, they lie more than Satan himself. I know. I just got another letter from the devil. And PBS, NBC, CBS, ABC, and BBC lie more than Lucifer does. It's amazing. There's the truth, there's Lucifer's lies, and then there's BBC, PBS, NBC, ABC, CBS. They lie more. And CNN, don't even talk about them. They take a story and they completely lie about it. So I want to know how Amazon published a book the day before Charlie Kirk's assassination on who, what, when, why, and how. Like I said, maybe that's why I'm censored. Maybe I can warn the president of Air Force One going down and he completely ignores me because I ask those tough questions. Maybe he'll always ignore me. But I'll tell you what I'm not focused on. I'm not focused on assassination attempts on Trump anymore, or JD. That's off the reservation. Same with nuclear detonations. You want to go for it? Go for it. No more warnings. Air Force One, I'm done. Your left wheel falls off, tough luck. And Air Force One is literally falling apart. The frame inside is beginning to crack. So we'll see what happens. They know I'm telling the truth. But I'm done. After that last Air Force One debacle where Air Force went down with the president and Melania in it, not one person called, I'm done. There is a limit. And so my censorship will continue. As Kash Patel says, we have, and JD, we have freedom of speech. We're going to promote freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. We're going to support the First Amendment. And we're going to blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Kash Patel. As you censor those who try to start a TV station, you eliminate them, and you censor those on YouTube who tell the truth. We're going to have freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of speech. As you censor people, not critics, but people who tell the truth. People who saved the president's life are censored by Kash Patel and Bandingo. Bandingo, I don't know how to say his name. I don't mean any disrespect for your name, but I have no respect for you. So Netflix is merged with Tegna, the last television station that was independent. 58 TV stations. The FCC said, well, you can't buy them for $6.9 billion. They said, fine, we'll just merge with them. So Netflix gobbled up the last one. Netflix is owned and controlled by BlackRock. Every media outlet now is owned and controlled by BlackRock. So when CNN lies, it's by order of BlackRock. Larry Fink, the Jew, who's not really Jewish, he's Khazarian Jewish, he claims to be Jewish, but he bows to Lucifer, his king. How do we know that? Would you like me to go in depth about what he does once a month to little children? I don't think so, because he'd be very upset. BlackRock controls all media outlets, and Oracle, which is now worth hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars. The owner of Oracle is 81. He has accumulated government money like there's no tomorrow. The government built Oracle. He's big because he took our taxpayer dollars, trillions of them, to build Oracle. And now he also is beginning to control the media, working with BlackRock. We're going to have freedom of speech, but all media is going to be controlled by one man. We're going to censor anybody who tells the truth on YouTube or Rumble or BitChute or Brighteon. We're going to throw them off of YouTube, and our Truth Social will censor those who tell the truth. Our President Trump Truth Social will censor those who tell the truth. Now, all newspapers are now across the country owned by one man, except these little flyers you get at the restaurants and stuff. And by God, we're going to have freedom of speech. So go give another speech in Europe about freedom of speech, JD, and watch them laugh in your face like they did the last time. They know this ambassador's censored. They know we stopped the full-scale nuclear exchange. They know that I can't speak the truth on YouTube. They see that and they laugh in your face, JD, especially when we tried to save your life and your plane went down in Minnesota, a couple months ago? Saving your life doesn't mean you're going to decensor us. And you're going to go over there and tell them freedom of speech. You are talking out of both sides of your mouth, like Biden. Biden means two mouth, forked tongue. You're speaking with the same speech Biden spoke. Anyway, what's on TV? America will do exactly what they're told to do on television. They'll believe what they're told on the television. They'll see what on the television. The sounds and the lights will brainwash them to believe whatever the television says. Russian planes went into Polish airspace. Oh, believe it. It was on NBC. It was on Fox News. Believe it. We had a box to brainwash you when I was on the television for 2.5 years. Like a Marantz receiver about this big. And a panel as wide as this room. Looked all aluminum with dials and switches. So I went down there, Jim, how do you program people? We program them to believe what they see. I said, what about when the talking Muslim heads come on? Oh no, we make them disbelieve them. So you can make anybody believe or disbelieve. Yep. This was in 2012. Imagine the technology they have to brainwash you now. If you have a television, you'll never join the fight. You'll do exactly what you're told to do. Obey, obey, obey your masters. So, I'll give you an example. We all learned that in Chicago, one of the people wrote on the coffee cup, that somebody ordered in the Starbucks in Chicago. They wrote loser on it because they ordered Charlie Kirk's favorite coffee. Went across the media, but Starbucks then advertised. And guess what? Nobody's banning Starbucks. Nobody's coming against Starbucks. When Starbucks spit on our soldiers 10 years ago, I got mad. I did a show on it. This is long before I was censored. The Joint Chiefs of Staff called me. I said they spit on our soldiers and told our soldiers to go to hell. Why don't you cancel their contract? I have never heard such a song and dance by a bunch of lip-tard generals and sergeants we can't cancel the contract. That's with engineering. Damn it, you're supposed to be frickin' in charge. We can't. Can't? We got the most inept military the world has ever seen. And Hegseth walking around like, this means love. This means Lucifer. In any language. That's Hegseth. And there's the truth. There's Lucifer's truth. And then there's the American Luciferian truth, which is total lies. So that was about 10 years ago. We talked with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and they claimed they couldn't cancel it. So you will obey. If you've done nothing wrong, why worry about getting investigated? That's the NSA. If you've done nothing wrong, why worry about being investigated? Here is the SS under Comey, whose daddy ran the Gestapo, the secret police. Why worry about being investigated if you've done nothing wrong? NSA. If you've done nothing wrong, why worry about being investigated? Let that sink in. We have the mottos of Nazi Germany. We have the laws of Nazi Germany and the Patriot Act. Unbelievable evil coming out of the United States government. Will Trump stop it? We'll know if he stops the censoring of my program, but I don't think he's gonna. Because I ask tough, truthful questions. Even if his life is saved, he wouldn't save his life. He'd rather censor and die. I guess that's what he's saying. So now, unbelievable. Half the kids in America are raised by mothers alone and welfare. And that means, according to FBI statistics, those children raised with a mommy only commit a felony by the age of 18. They go to jail. Now, they don't put them in jail anymore. They put them in juvenile hall. They give them a slap on the wrist. Here in Tacoma, we don't arrest anybody. We're the murder capital of the world per capita. Do you see Trump flying in with troops to stop the highest murder capital in the world? And yet the world leaders laugh at Trump because we, in Tacoma, at this ambassador's home, are the center of the largest murder capital of the world. And it was created by the libtards who pay the homeless, who pay the cities, $120,000 per homeless per year. So we have 10,000 homeless. The owners of the city of Tacoma get $1.2 billion. They give out a couple $100 million, and they get to keep the billion. So we have the highest murder, shoplifting, theft rate in the country per capita. I hear them all night. I sit up here, I play Civilization 4, and lo and behold, I listen with both ears, and all night long it's sirens and gunshots. But then the gunshots start, massive gunshots, bam, bam, bam. That's when the sirens stop, when the gunshots begin. Here, 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 everywhere. I'm in the center of it. So half the kids are raised by their mamas only, and half the kids in America have a criminal conviction by the age of 18, but they expunge their record. And it's all because of welfare. The libtards have been giving away welfare. So if Trump stops the welfare to illegal aliens, stops the Medicare to illegal aliens, and I just found out that Medicare is paying a lot less than they used to. So all these things that used to be free suddenly were being billed by them. The bolus pemphigoid, which should have been taken care of by the VA because it was a shot given by the U.S. Army, we now have to pay for. So I've thrown my liquid Advil away. Liquid Advil is also in many, many other drugs, such as Dayquil has liquid Advil in it. I drink some Dayquil, I break out with hives. Brings the bolus back. I'm allergic to liquid Advil now. Anything with liquid Advil, it's poison to me. So, should be covered by the VA. And finally, I've thrown these away 5 times, 6 times. The United States Code 18 keeps reappearing. That allows the president to arrest people who are allowing governments to give out false IDs to illegal aliens, such as governors. Will Trump ever arrest them? I don't know. Are we going to ever enter the age of consequence? No, right now we aren't. Comstock Act of 1873, which prohibits porn on the internet. Are they going to discipline for the porn? No. Barry Soetoro's real name is Barack Obama is Barry Soetoro. Ilmar Omar is Ethan Esme, so she ran for Congress with a false name. Catherine Gillibrand's real name is Tina Rutnick. Bill de Blasio's real name is Warren Wilhelm Jr. Bella O'Rourke, Robert O'Rourke. Bernie Sanders is Bernie Gutman, on and on and on. The fake names go. They ran under fake names. And this picture of Zelensky with his zipper down. I have thrown this away a dozen times, and it reappeared yesterday. Zelensky can't even zip his zipper down. And we're negotiating peace with a man who puts his pants on backwards? Excuse me? If that isn't the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. So now, we enter a time of massive violence of 50% of the American kids who are raised without a mama and have no moral fortitude. They will start killing and murdering because there's no consequences. Will we ever reach the age of consequence? We will know when Ilmar Omar is deported for having a fake name. We will know when Bernie Sanders is kicked out of Congress for running under a fake name. Kamala Harris is Maya Harrison. We will know if Kamala Harris is arrested for being vice president under a false name. Pete Buttigieg is Paul Montgomery. We will know if Pete Buttigieg is arrested for claiming his name was Pete Buttigieg when his name was Paul Montgomery. Elizabeth Warren is Liz Herring. We will know when Elizabeth Warren is jailed for committing a felony for running for Congress under a false name. Cory Booker was known as Tony Booker, and Eric Holder is Eric Hampton. Eric Holder, I think he was the mayor of Chicago. We will know if he's put in jail for running for mayor under a false name. Will we ever have an age of consequences? It's up to Trump, not up to me. Will he ever discipline the people for running under false names? It's up to Trump. Will he ever uncensor me? It's up to Trump. We're going to stop the censoring as I censor people on my own video channel and as I censor people using our federal forces on YouTube. But we're going to have freedom of speech. Yeah, right. God will deal with him. God bless. Thank you very much. And the link for Simply Clean Foods will be below. We love each and every one of you. And thank you for coming.